promised her that I would. So there we go. So my goal tonight is to really talk briefly. I don't want to keep you girls here. It's a Sunday night. But just talk briefly on our hormones. And number one, what are they? How do they affect our health? And what are some of the things that we could potentially do to live a little bit more of a balanced life? I want you to have a little bit better understanding about the female body itself and how we work, not only in our physiology to sort of optimize our wellness today, but we're also going to talk a little bit about the hormones that are actually, quote unquote, running the show. So one thing I can say, hello, I want to welcome you. My name is Christina. I know you're just coming to the game, but we are for sure just getting started. So thank you for popping on. So as we start to age, and I'm talking anywhere between 30s coming into our 40s, our hormones start to also change. And we're mostly talking about things like serotonin, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. They're also not quite in balance when we were younger. And a lot of that affects a whole lot more than just our periods, right? More than just what's happening with our menstrual cycle. It's affecting our whole being. Our hormones actually help conduct sort of a symphony of our entire mental, physical, and emotional being. So, for example, estrogen and progesterone is directly linked in inflammation into our bodies. These hormones also manage our blood sugar levels, which kind of in layman's terms is basically our sensitivity to insulin. As our hormones start to change, you start to become a little bit more insulin resistant. So that means, welcome. I love it. So what that means is it's harder for your body now to use starches and or carbohydrates effectively, which then results in fat storage, which then results into weight change. So I think what happens as we get a little older, we start to notice like, what the heck? I can't manage my weight the way I used to, or I can't lose the weight I used to, or I'm finding that my weight is in different pockets of my body now, a little bit more around the belly, a little bit more around the hips and the thighs. So a lot of that has to do with our insulin resistance, again, connected directly to estrogen and progesterone. Sometimes we have a sudden weight gain. I know a lot of women, friends of mine, that they hit menopause and all of a sudden they are like, whoa, I just put on 10 pounds. What happened? I don't understand that. So as your body starts to pull blood sugar into fat cells, basically, that's what's happening because it's not really getting circulated properly. Now, here's the good news, because I know that all sounds like horrible and super depressing. But the good news is that we can control this. That if we can do simple things by changing the way that we eat, changing the timing of our meals, and some of the lifestyle habits, these can all help balance out your blood sugar. These also can help with energy levels and help you maintain a healthy weight. Also, because I personally am a fitness instructor, there is also something to be said the way that we're working out too. I'll just put a side note in here, just a quick tip. As we get a little bit older, we need to, believe it or not, stay away from those long cardio sessions, which are like an hour on the treadmill or the Stairmaster. We need to look into more shorter HIIT style anaerobic workouts, shorter, but strength training is the name of the game. So more weights, less cardio. And when we're lifting weight, we need to lift heavy. This is going to help with our bones, but it's also really going to help with our metabolism. So I always tell people, when you're lifting weights, you want to lift to where you're struggling at the 8th rep, 8 to 10 reps, you're done, and put it down. That's how heavy we need to be going. And that's something, we weren't doing when we were younger. It was kind of the opposite, right? We were taking these endurance classes and so forth. So that's a side tangent with exercise. But here, you guys, I want to also share a couple other things that hormones play a role in. So hormones also play a role in regulating our appetite. So our hunger and our satiety levels, satiation. So when satiation is when we feel hungry and or not. So I don't need to tell you what happens when this is not under control, because basically what'll happen is this is going to lead to cravings, and it's going to have you snacking a heck of a lot more, which then has you feeling hungry all the time. I don't know about you, but before I got my hormones in the balance, I felt like I was grazing and snacking and hungry all the time. And I really wasn't. My body didn't need a meal, but it was something deregulated with my hormones that was making me feel like I was not satiated. Another thing that hormones does is it directly affects and it manages your moods. I don't know if you guys know this, but 90% of your serotonin is created and is working through your gut. So your serotonin is a hormone that is your mood enhancer. That means it controls your anxiety, your stress, your happiness, your depression. That is a key hormone that we really need to be in check. And if that, again, is out of balance, we might start noticing some changes in our mood, a little irritable, a little depressed, crying at the drop of a commercial all of a sudden, or, all of a sudden you're having these anxiety attacks that you've never had before. So I'm going to go on a little tangent and say that that serotonin is directly it's basically created and working in your gut. So part of what we coach is gut health. And this could be a whole nother Zoom on gut health. And I'm going to come back and touch base a little bit more about the importance of your gut and your microbiomes. A couple other things. Hormones control your body temperature. So if you're premenopausal or menopausal, you know exactly what I'm talking about when it starts coming to some of these sweats and these night flashes or hot flashes. But it also is important as we actually are outside. Regulating our body temperature is super important. Hormones also control our blood pressure. So when our hormones are out of balance, our blood vessels don't constrict and they don't dilate as easily as they used to. So we know the link of high blood pressure can lead to a lot of problems, a lot of serious problems like strokes, heart attacks, right? But also, I don't know if you guys have ever had sort of those like, you get up too fast or you lift your head too fast and you feel dizzy all of a sudden. A lot of that is change in your blood pressure. Hormones are directly related to that. And then the last thing that I want to say is hormones are important because they also do help build our bone density. So as women, this is so important because as we age, our bone density starts to decrease. So we need to supplement in many, many ways. Number one, weight-bearing exercises, resistant exercises, but also supplementing with protein and supplementing with collagen and checking in with our hormonal balance. Hormones also help a lot with calcium absorption. So whether you're taking calcium through vegetables or almond milk or even a supplement, hormones have a lot to do with the way that we're absorbing into that. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you guys, and you don't have to answer, but I just kind of want to have you hear a little bit about some of these questions. A few of these questions that I'm going to throw out here, and if any of these resonate with you by any means, this could potentially mean that there may be a little bit of imbalance of some hormones in your life. And you might need to take a look at some of your habits, maybe a little bit of your diet, maybe some of your lifestyle routines. And that's where I come into play and can help you guide you in those directions. So let's just start as females. Have you noticed any changes in your menstrual cycle? Any changes in your periods at all? Have you noticed any changes in your incontinence issues? So maybe you have to get up a little bit more in the evening during the sleep to go to bed, or maybe you're having some issues when you laugh, cough, sneeze, jump, things like that. Are you noticing anything with your energy levels? Possibly a decrease in your energy levels or bouts of fatigue? Do you notice any difficulty in concentrating or just kind of general fuzzy headedness? I like to call it brain fog. Do you notice any mood swings? Do you notice like some days you're super high and then other days you're kind of like, I'm not feeling good about life right now? Do you notice any changes in your sleep patterns, in your sleep hygiene? Possibly maybe waking up and having disrupted sleep, or the potential of falling asleep or staying asleep. Are you noticing any bloatiness, inflammation in your body, gassiness, or any maybe frequent headaches that maybe you never really had headaches before? So all of these, you guys, and I know I could probably answer yes to a few of those myself, but a lot of these are signs and symptoms that we're out of whack with our hormones. And what we need to do is take a peek. Yeah, I love it too. Me too. Plus the night sweats. I know I'm having those too. No fun. But we need to take a peek at what's actually going on inside. And that's part of what we love to do in Arbonne is, we're not just slap a Band-Aid on it. We really want to go to the core and find out, okay, this is the reason, this is the cause. Now let's go and work on this. I'm going to stop here just for a moment and emphasize and come back to the importance of gut health, because I talked a little bit earlier about serotonin and that hormone that is directly cultivated in our gut. The importance of gut health is critical. It's a buzzword. Everybody's talking about it right nowadays. And you know the old saying where it says, a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, I'm going to tell you that there's actually a little bit of truth to that little grandma old wise tale, both physically and emotionally, to anyone's heart is through their stomach. The gut is the way to improve your mood. The gut is the way to improve your energy, to improve your body composition, to improve your immune system and general health and overall performance, even if it's athletics or whatever, just functioning throughout the day. So one thing that a lot of us Arbonne women are doing right now is we are getting some friends together and doing a greens wellness shot every single morning. And this is simple. This is not like a program. This is a daily little like shot. I don't even have a glass that I could show you, but we do about 6 ounces of water. We take a scoop of our super greens, because I'm going to come back and talk about the importance of fiber in our diet, fruits and vegetables. So this is just concentrated super greens. We actually have a packet that we put together, and one packet, this is a prebiotic, a probiotic, and digestive enzyme. So this is all about your gut microbiome. So we empty one of those with our shot of greens, and then we throw in some collagen, which is an important protein for our health. And we shoot it back and we do a little shot every single day. And I can tell you a lot of people start to feel effects within the first 3 to 5 days. And I'm not pushing product right here, but again, there is ways to enhance and add health to your diet where we can start to see some improvement in our health. I think a lot of women, especially, we can slip into these popular diet trends and these traps. And I want to caution you on this. I really do, because I am not a diet person. I think the word diet scares people away, cleanses, detoxes, all of that. I'm even going to reach out and say a little bit about intermittent fasting. And I know that's super trendy. I'm not the greatest fan of that. And again, this could be a completely different webinar. But what I want to say is I want you to look for a program that's sustainable, something that's doable for you, something that is manageable. It's not extreme. It's not weighing food, counting calories, weighing yourself, measuring yourself, and taking away all the fun. That is not sustainable. That is not doable. We want you to find something that is a lifestyle, long-term program. And yes, there's a lot out there. But one thing I do want to say, the reason I actually started with Arbonne was through our healthy living program. And I liked it because I'm coming from a personal training fitness background. I was never a big fad diet fan, but what I loved is how they taught and coached men and women how to eat whole nutrient dense foods. And when this happens, this is going to add health to our bodies. This is going to help balance our hormones, balance our blood sugars, and also give us a sustainable lifestyle habit of eating that's going to serve our gut and our health long term. I will also say plant-based diet, highly recommend. But the good news here is you do not have to be 100% strict vegan to reap the benefits of this. Even if you eat some animal products, because I eat meat, I eat clean meat, but I do eat meat. But try to make fruits and vegetables and some other plant-based foods and or supplements more of the center of your meals so that you can still get the benefits of a plant-based diet. Our body absorbs the nutrients from plants way better than we do from animal byproducts and products. So some of the benefits of a plant-based diet are decreased inflammation, a lower BMI, that's a body mass index, controlling your weight management, a lower body fat, improved blood lipid levels, talking about high cholesterol. I'm throwing all these technical words out there. Improved blood sugar levels, improved moods, balanced hormone, increased energy, decreased inflammation, and obviously lower risk for heart disease and diabetes, better gut health, blah, blah, blah. I could go on and on. The thing that we coach in our healthy living program is balanced meals. So we do emphasize a ton of plant-based throughout our meals. One thing that I always like to say is that the bulk of our meals should be coming mostly from fruits and vegetables, because that's also going to help maintain healthy insulin levels and tons and tons of nutrients coming from those plants and the vegetables. I also want to emphasize us as women, we don't get enough protein. I guarantee every single one of you sitting on here is not eating enough protein. And I had to do a serious look at the protein intake that I was taking in. This is what I recommend. Anywhere between 1.8 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to figure out your body weight and then convert it into kilograms. And then you have to put 1.8 to 2 kilograms per body weight distributed evenly throughout the entire day. It's a lot of protein, you guys. Like for me personally, I'm 140 pounds. I am going to need to put in anywhere from 50, sometimes 70 grams of protein plus a day. Now, I cannot eat that all through meat. I don't want to eat that all through meat. So now I have found some other foods that are higher in protein. A lot of them are plant-based, but I also supplement. And I do use some of the Arbonne products. We have an amazing vegan protein where I'll use that as a meal replacement shake. We have a protein boost that I can add to add more protein into it. So I'm figuring out ways to make sure I'm getting my protein, because again, That's all balanced, and that is all going to help with our hormone regulation. Obviously, some other things are healthy fats. That's another thing that we coach. So high fiber fruits and vegetables, protein, high protein, and healthy fats. Healthy fats are things like avocados, nuts, seeds, oils, olive oil, things like that. And then our carbohydrates are not a bad thing. I think one of these fad diets that I was talking about, a lot of times people are like, no carbs. Well, you know what? Fruits and vegetables, they're carbohydrates, and we need them to convert energy. So they are not the bad guys. It's more of the choices that you're making. So when we're coaching someone through a healthy living program, we're teaching you to get away from the boxed carbohydrates, things like pastas and cereals and crackers. And we're getting the carbs from sweet potatoes and our fruits and vegetables and beans and lentils and whole nutrient foods, right? So basically, I'm to wrap it all up, because I know I said this was only going to be about 20 minutes, but as you can see, there's a lot of relation to our hormones, our nutrition, our lifestyle habits, and our exercise habits. So wherever you land, I want to urge you to connect with either myself, if you're here with Patty, or you're here with Robin. Connect and let us know where you're at. What are some of your struggles? I went through that laundry list of some of those questions of things that are maybe potentially red flags to you. We're here to help you, whether it starts with maybe just kind of getting you on some supplements. Supplements are not a bad thing. We can't always get everything we need from food, but I will tell you, Arbonne's Healthy Living Program is all about lifestyle. We look at you holistically. We don't just sell you some products and say, see you later, good luck, go drink a protein shake and let's see what happens. Absolutely not. Our job is to do exactly this, connect with you on a daily basis and to hold your hand to make sure that we know the end result. What are we striving for? Is there some goals? Do we want to regulate your hormones? Do we want to get your gut in check? Do we want you to have better sleep? Do we want you to manage your weight? Do we want you to work out with, better results? I don't know what that is for you, but that's our role, is to come alongside of you and help you with that. So I'm just going to open it up. If anybody has some questions before we sign off, please feel free. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm not an expert, but like I said, I have had my own experiences and my own struggles, and have been coaching for, about 10 years nutritionally. So yeah, I'd love to answer any questions for any of you guys. And don't be shy. There's no silly question. And I had to take a drink because I was talking the whole time. So thank you for letting me speak to you.
Thank you for your presentation. I'm wondering about something. So, oxalates are an issue for me. I know for a lot of other people maybe. So I can't have spinach, beets, kale, whatever, and that's what everybody puts in their veggie powders.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Like, so I'm wondering, I mean, Arbonne's a huge company. Like, are they looking into something that is oxalate free or lower oxalate? Because the products are really good and clean, and it would be nice to use some of these things if they didn't have those in them. Do you know if they're going to be looking into that?
I don't know. I'm not in the forefront of actually like product development. I do know you're not alone in that. I definitely have some clients that, they, like, for example, our super greens, they can't take it because there's some spirulina in there, or there's something in there that they just can't take. So my job would be to, okay, what can we take? And let's go find it in other, it doesn't have to be from Arbonne, but let's work with that. So yes, I mean, I know that it's tough. It's a sensitivity that, generally I think the popular generation isn't going to have issues with it, but I know that you are a niche. And so, yes, we would love to kind of weasel our way around that. Obviously, there's going to be some things that we're like, no, we can't do that. But that's not to say that you wouldn't benefit from, for example, our gut health product or our collagen product or some other things that don't have those ingredients in it. We do have a really stringent ingredient policy though. So we do make sure everything that's formulated is 100% vegan, 100% clean. We don't have any additives into it. And it goes through stringent testing before it even gets put out there. So we're pretty confident that we can recommend these products to people that are, celiacs or fibromyalgia or you name it. And we can look everything up. We can nitty gritty to every single thing that's in every single packet. And we'll be able to go, oh, yeah, that's in there. Can't have that. So yeah, but that's a great question. And it's something I could definitely pose to our, we have a vice president panel that they meet with our corporate team all the time, and we're constantly reformulating and constantly developing new products and improved products. So it's definitely, I would love to throw that out there and see if I can get some feedback on, what are some recommendations with people that struggle with that. So thank you for asking that, Diana. Yeah.
Thanks.
So cool.
Yes, there's the protein powder though, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she likes the vanilla. That works for her.
Good.
I can't have chocolate, right? But
Yeah,
I like the
nope.
coffee one and I like the vanilla one. Yeah.
Yep. I know it's such a bummer because kale, spinach, chocolate, like these are some of the top things for gut health. So yeah, so we have to find other ways for you to work on your health, more fermented foods and kefir and tempeh and,
I
things
can't do
like
kefir either
can't
because
do
of dairy.
kefir. Okay.
But what I think I need to do is I can't do a powder. So it just sucks. Like you have to go to the grocery store more often. That's why
Yeah.
a powder is so much more convenient because we can use arugula instead of spinach. We can use bok choy instead of celery. I've learned all this.
Yeah.
So someone needs to do a powder for me because I don't want to go do it.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. I love it. Well, listen, I know a couple of you guys popped on a little bit later. This was actually recorded. So if you wanted to go back, rewatch the early stages, I just talked a little bit about the female body and physiology and how hormones actually affect our health and some of the important regulators and what we need, some things that we can do. So I'll make sure and forward the recording over to Robin, to Patty. I'll have it myself. You're more than welcome to access this. And like I said, we're here for you. So if you have any further questions or want more information about our Green Gut Glow or our healthy living program in general, just to help with what's going on in your phase of life, we're happy to be here for you guys. And I just want to say thank you for your time and being on here on a Sunday evening. So you guys have a great day. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Let's keep in touch. Be well, friends.
Thank you, ladies.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.